Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. It's Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today we're talking this Kyrie Irving saga because as I told you guys, this was not going to end anytime soon. Tentatively, Kyrie Irving's 5-game suspension at the minimum was to conclude after last night's game against the Los Angeles Clippers, in which Kyrie Irving was supposed to be eligible today to play for the Nets against the Los Angeles Lakers, you guys, pending the 6 tasks that the Nets had for Kyrie Irving to complete, and then they were going to reassess, and they said that these were the conditions that, needed to take place before Kyrie Irving could come back to the team. As you guys know, he promoted this documentary and basically retweeted it essentially and caused backlash, and then they kept, asking him questions in the media, and he was going back and forth with the media on his stance and everything else and not condemning this film. And then they wanted him to apologize, and he left this statement basically saying, I am who I am, I know who I am, but it wasn't really an apology. So then they were like, you know what, we're going to suspend you minimum 5 games without pay. Then all of a sudden, Kyrie Irving then gives an actual apology, you guys. But it was too little too late, because then Nike comes in and is like, you know what? Thanks, but no thanks. Our partnership is over. The Kyrie Irving 7s are done with production. We are shelving your Kyrie Irving 8s, and our partnership is done. So we have now, this week, Kyrie Irving, he meets with Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner. It looks as though, from what everybody had been saying, that Kyrie has completed everything that the Nets have asked for them, except for it's not good enough, you guys. It is not good enough because the owner has come out last night, you guys, and had an exclusive interview with the New York Post and said the following. Said that Kyrie Irving has to show people that he is sorry before the Nets return, Joe Tsai said. So it says, Kyrie Irving's road to a return from his suspension isn't over. He still has work to do, Nets owner Joe Tsai said on the Post Saturday. Irving was handed an indefinite suspension with the Nets, said would be at least 5 games for promoting anti-Semitic movie. All-star guard, reached that 5-game threshold, as I told you guys, Saturday when the Nets played the Clippers. He will also sit out Sunday against the Lakers, and for as long as it takes for him to complete a set of remedial tasks mandated by the Nets. He has to show people that he's sorry, Tsai told the Post during the Nets' 110-95 win over the Clippers at Crypto.com Arena. What is important and what people miss is that he only apologized after he's suspended. On October 27th, Irving posted multiple social media links to an anti-Semitic film and stubbornly doubled down by refusing to apologize. It wasn't until Tsai and the Nets stepped in on November 3rd and suspended Irving. And, then at that point, he finally posted an apology on Instagram, which I had stated, you guys. Now Irving must meet the guidelines set by the Nets in order to return from the suspension. How long that will take is largely up to Irving. I don't know. I do know he's not going to be available Sunday. I have been told that, so I can give you that. So that is what the coach has stated, that he does know that basically he wasn't going to be available for today's game. And, this is also another separate controversy, is the head coach, because the rumor was they were supposed to hire Ime Udoka within the next 24 to 48 hours a couple weeks ago, until there was backlash because of his own scandal with the Boston Celtics. And so they went ahead and offered the interim head coach a position, you guys. But basically the coach says he has no firm idea when Irving's going to return. He said, I don't. He said, the good thing Joe put out that statement Friday that shows where the collaboration or alignment is right now. I have no idea or no timetable at all. According to Tsai, who was at the game with his family, that timetable will be as long as it takes for Irving to show both remorse for his actions and growth. Clara and I met with Kyrie and his family yesterday. We spent quality time to understand each other. It is clear to me Kyrie does not have any beliefs of hate towards Jewish people or any group. Tsai tweeted on Friday, the Nets and Kyrie, together with the NBA PA, are working constructively toward a process of forgiveness, healing, and education. Even Kevin Durant, who was, there with Kyrie Irving as a free agent package deal in 2019, has no idea when his teammate will be back. Remember, this was a condition of Kevin Durant playing for the Nets, was that they bring in Kyrie. They didn't want Kyrie, but specifically Kevin Durant wanted Kyrie. And so basically, Durant says now it's been out of our control. He says, as players, we try to lock in on the game and practice, and we just try to lock it in. It's over a lot of our heads right now. We just have to control what we can. His spirits is high, looking forward to playing the game. You know, Kai, he's a gamer. He loves to play. So hopefully all this stuff is over with and we can move past it and get him back on the floor. Added Nick Clanson, I have no idea. He's not playing Sunday, which is unfortunate, but whenever he gets back, we'll get him back in the swing of things. Despite the fairly positive outcomes and Irving sit-downs with Tsai and NBA Commissioner Adam Silver earlier this past week, he will have missed 6 games through Sunday. The Nets' subsequent game is Tuesday night in Sacramento, and they will conclude with their West Coast swing Thursday in Portland. The Nets, who will return home to visit the Grizzlies on November 20th at Barclays Center, are 4-1 without Irving and have played, withering defense in his absence. The Nets rolled up to a dominant 42-point victory at Washington on November 4th in the first game of Irving's suspension, and also throttled the rival Knicks by 27 this past Wednesday. The key is putting guys on their heels, Vaughn said. Prime example is, Ed Summer picking up and making someone uncomfortable, the coach said. If it was boxing, it would be giving somebody that first punch. That has been our mentality, not to sit back and wait, but to go out and dictate ourselves. The question is, can they play this way? And if Irving returns, can they still play this way despite his defensive shortcomings? For this group, we have to be that way, Vaughn said. A big part of what you see is the different lineups. We play small at times. We've had Kevin, we've had Yuta, we've had Markieff Morris at center at times. So in order to do that, you have to be scrappy and understand it won't look pretty all the time, but the results are what matter. So far, the results have been good. Nevertheless, for someone who has won with Irving before, the Clippers coach Ty backed his former player. For me, he made my job a lot easier, I'll tell you that, said Lou, who won the 2016 title in Cleveland with Irving and LeBron James. Just put the basketball in his hands and he can make any play as a basketball player. And I've always said offensively, he has no weaknesses. He can score the basketball, he can pass it, he can finish on both hands, he can post, he can mid-range, he can three-point off the dribble, he can do it all. So just a special talent. It made my job a lot easier for sure. So there is that, you guys. But so here's the thing that we really need to address. If all of these positive things have taken place in these meetings with the owner and the commissioner of the NBA, and Kyrie has completed these tasks, what more does he need to do exactly to show that he's sorry? Now, obviously, Kyrie Irving made a mistake. Obviously, his statements, after that, didn't really, show remorse or show that he was sorry. He was standing down on kind of what he felt the film represented for him until basically the NBA had to step in and suspend him. And then he apologized and everything else, but it was too late. And I just want to know, at what point do we just say, hey, why can't we just release Kyrie? Why can't we just release Kyrie from the Nets? Why can't we just buy Kyrie out of his Nets contract? Because it seems like now that this is a situation where the owner wants to make an example of Kyrie Irving, where the owner wants to humiliate Kyrie Irving. And it's like, you had the leverage in the beginning here. You had the leverage in the beginning when, basically you said, hey, we gave him a grace period to give the appropriate apology to condemn this movie. He did not do that. However, he didn't say he was sorry until ultimately we suspended him without pay. But we always said minimum 5 games, and then you came in with the list of parameters that he needed to complete to show, that he would be able to go back to his job and go back to his team. Well, presumably he's completed these tasks. He's met with the owner, who is his boss. He met with the NBA commissioner, and we still do not have Kyrie, you guys. We still do not have Kyrie. So what more does he need to do to, quote, show that he's sorry, you guys? What does that even mean? How can you measure that, you guys? And how can you measure that if the person's not eligible to even go to their job, you guys? If you were suspended without pay, that means you're not allowed on the premises, you guys. That means you are not allowed on the premises. So how can you effectively go to work and show that you are remorseful for something if you are suspended from the facility without pay? You can't be there at your job with your coworkers, with your boss, to show that you are really sorry, right? How are you supposed to do that? Because that would have to require us seeing Kyrie Irving, you guys. That would have to require us seeing Kyrie Irving and how he interacts with the press. That would have to require us seeing Kyrie Irving playing in a basketball game and doing interviews and, you know, whatever his future posts are on social media to see if there is remorse, to see if he is, quote, truly sorry, but just hiding him away, you guys, just having him suspended indefinitely. What is that accomplishing exactly? You're making an example of him, and you had already laid out specific parameters for the punishment, but now we're being greedy, you guys. Now, I get it. Kyrie has made, you know, all of these nonsense, you know, things that he does in the middle of the season. He always finds a way not to work, you guys. Whether it was protesting going to the bubble, whether it was him taking personal time away from the team and going to a sister's party that was not a COVID, you know, protected event or what have you, and then also refusing to get vaccinated, which ultimately, you know, had him miss several games of last season because of the fact that there were certain mandates at different locations. And then eventually he was able to only play away games, and then eventually he was able to ultimately play all games once these mandates were lifted. And now, once again, we have another controversy, you guys. We have another controversy because this film was not promoted in the off season. It was promoted during the season, right? With just a simple retweet on Kyrie Irving's Twitter account, you guys. And that is the root of this, you guys. What is it that is going to take for Kyrie Irving to get back? Because I always had the vibe that he was more than likely done in, you know, Brooklyn, because with the indefinitely tacked on to the 5-game suspension, I felt that was going to be kind of what they would use, and they would just keep coming up with things to delay Kyrie ever playing for the Nets again, you guys. And I think honestly that's where we are. I think honestly that's where we are. I don't think, you know, even with some of this outrage and some of the back and forth, I don't think it's going to be enough for Kyrie to come back. So we'll have to see. But it could be on purpose. It could be that he wants Kyrie to ask for a buyout or wants Kyrie to be asked to be released from his contract. I don't know. But as normal protocol, you know, Kyrie is appealing his suspension with the NBA PA and everything else, which is the Players Association that is, you know, supposed to be like on behalf of the players if there's an issue or any disciplinary action that you do not agree with that takes place either from your team or from the commissioner. So there is that. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Do you guys think that now the owner is being greedy now? Do you think the owner is doing too much by now just saying Kyrie Irving needs to show that he's actually sorry, even though he technically can't show that if he's suspended without pay and not allowed to be on the premises to, you know, facilitate any of that, you guys? So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that he's played his last game as a Brooklyn Net? Do you think you will see him in a Brooklyn Net at any point the rest of this season? Or do you think that this is the out that the owner has to basically, you know, see how long he can go without Kyrie Irving being on the team? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.